Bowtie Cat.
Hi, I'm Thomas from Bowtie Cat, and this is Joe from Telltale Games.
Hi, everyone.
All right, so what do you exactly do at Telltale Games?
So I am the senior PR manager for Telltale Games, and if everyone's been paying attention all summer, we are knee-deep in our series The Walking Dead, based on Robert Kirkman's best-selling comics.
All right, so the comic series is very successful. TV series, very, very successful. Do you have a lot of pressure you're trying to get hold up to right now?
Our only pressure right now is to live up to Robert Kirkman's own sick story of struggling to survive. Right now the feedback has been really positive, and we're really happy that people are enjoying it. It pretty much seems like each time we put out an episode, it's almost like we're trying to make sure that we make the entire team cry before it ships, and once it passed the "we made you cry" test, they're shipped out there to the fans.
Yeah. Now you're pretty much working on these iterations almost like a month and a half apart from each other, so it's a really quick schedule. Lots of stuff going on. Has like any really big feedback completely changed and turned upside down the development cycle?
This is what Telltale has been doing for years. And Walking Dead is a 5-part series. We launched our first at the end of April, beginning of May for some, and we're up now to episode 3, which just launched this week. The fourth one, Gary Whitta, our screenwriter, the man who actually wrote the films Book of Eli. He wrote the new Will Smith movie After Earth. He's our story consultant. He wrote episode 4. They were just in the studio last week with all the actors who played Lee, Clementine, and more characters. And right now we're basically just cranking away, and everyone who's working on episode 4 is back down in San Francisco, cranking away and trying to get that done and out there to the fans as soon as possible.
So, how did the character of Lee Everett come around? Because you could have made all sorts of characters, big machismo guy, small young teenage hero.
Yeah, when Telltale and Robert Kirkman started working together, one of the things that we all agreed on was that it wouldn't make any sense to tell the same story as Rick Grimes again. And the TV show, which we aren't involved with, that's an AMC project, that's sort of a parallel universe take on Kirkman's source material of the comic, whereas we are based on the comic directly, and we're actually canon to that universe. But again, telling the same story as Rick wouldn't make sense, so one of our head writers, Sean Vanneman, also with the help of Jake Rodkin, they created this character of Lee Everett, a man who's actually on his way to prison at the same time of the undead outbreak that we see Rick Grimes in the beginning of the Walking Dead series. And he has a completely different situation. He's been convicted of a crime of passion. He's in the back of a police car on his way to prison, and all of a sudden, car crashes, and he's basically given the chance to set out for a story of redemption and survival in the morally gray world of the undead apocalypse.
Now, with the comic series, Robert Kirkman pretty much said that anyone's up for grabs, no one can survive. Recently in the comic, issue 100, really big event.
Spoiler, sir.
Really big events are happening, so no one's pretty much safe. Is it going to be the same way with this, where characters you don't expect may end up in more precarious situations than they anticipated?
We definitely follow the same rules. This is Walking Dead through and through, and by that same effect, that also is true for us. No characters are off limits. Pivotal moment in the latest issues of Walking Dead, and for us, there's actually a very pivotal moment in the latest episode. So.
But some people are really worried about the way it might end in episode 5. Like a certain game earlier this year, the ending, the last 1% of the game pretty much ruined it for a lot of people. Are you guys hoping to make really dynamic endings, or is it just going to be...
We want to save what's around the corner as a surprise for fans, but the way that we are describing this story, and if you've been following along, this is actually a tailored narrative. And that's actually a term that Gary Whitta actually coined for us at the beginning of this process. And as you play along, you're going to be making some heartbreaking decisions in the heat of the moment, and you might be deciding who's going to live and who dies. And you only have 4 or 5 seconds to decide, and that decision is going to carry with you throughout every single episode. And then even if a character you decide is going to live might die in a later episode, the decisions you make in that heat of the moment, that affects how the other characters see you and how your relationships work with all the other cast of survivors. So it's uniquely tailored to each player, but predominantly they're on this sort of same collision course to the same end, but how you get there along the way is, again, uniquely tailored to the player.
Okay. Now, I noticed at the end of each episode, you have this kind of tree that shows off how many players have picked one choice, how many players have picked another. Have things been ending up the way you guys are anticipating people would?
You know, when they're in the design room, the one thing that they want to try and do the hardest is get these choices to come maybe as close to 50-50 as possible. So that really sparks that debate, you know, no, this was the right thing, no, you should have done that. We're seeing that on the boards all the time. One really interesting example is at the end of episode 1, there's a character, there's a choice, and you're going to have to save either a male character or a female character. And I know the writers maybe originally intended that for that to be about 50-50. We're seeing that it's more weighted towards the female character. So that said, it's interesting because when you have a decision that's in the minority, like the male character, people get more and more passionate about, you know, being on that team.
Yeah.
You know, I'm Team Doug, you should have saved Doug. Spoilers. You know, that wasn't necessarily the intention, but again, we're really, really happy with that result. That it's just instilling more conversation and more passion in all the fans on arguing on what was right and what was wrong when we haven't given them anything that we believe is the right or wrong answer.
Now, I guess if viewers aren't already enticed by the prospect of this game, so this is on about every platform, right? Known to man?
Yeah, it's episode 1, 2, and 3 are out now on PC, Mac, Xbox Live Arcade for 400 Microsoft points, PlayStation Network for $4.99, or as part of the season pass there. And episode 2 just launched on iOS this Wednesday. Third episode coming to iOS very, very soon. So just about anywhere you play video games, you can play The Walking Dead.
All right, well, you heard the man. You can catch this game on pretty much everything. Thank you very much, Joe.
No problem.
Nice
Thanks
meeting
for
you.
coming by. Enjoy the rest of PAX.
Yep, you too.